So folks, the 13th of July 2024 will go down in infamy and history. Now you know me, I'm a man of culture. I appreciate beautiful women, especially the Caucasian and Southeast Asian variety, and throw in Spanish and Italian into the mix. Why don't I do that at the same time? Also, I enjoy pop culture in many mediums. Television, films, comic books, some occasional artwork, and of course video games. Now I bring up video games and especially films because in today's video I'll be talking about a couple of morons who should know better than to come out of the woodwork, say something truly vile, disgusting and evil, and then either in one case they kind of apologize for it without really saying it, and in the other that is flat out, well, this is what's happening because you're the liberal hive mind and you're absolutely just pathetic and don't deserve to be called a human being on this earth. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get on with today's video.
Well, space fans, exciting news, huh? And there's even more in part 2.
I'm coming for you, boy. I'm coming hard.
I'm like getting the feeling of coming in the gym. I'm getting the feeling of coming at home. I'm getting the feeling.
In the ass end of space, even aliens watch Jason King with Kung Fu Hot Dog. Duke Nukem likes this guy.
Sexism outrage!
So ladies and gentlemen, you know this face already. It's of Thomas Matthew Kooks, the guy who tried to shoot Donald Trump from a rooftop that was, what, 400 yards away from what I remember? Quite ridiculous. Even more astonishing when eyewitnesses saw this guy doing a bear crawl on the side of that fixture, and yet the local police were like, oh, I don't know what to do. Like, you know what? If you see witnesses are telling you to go and take affirmative action very quickly, you might want to step on a case and do it. But this is the kind of thing that I've been seeing popping up quite a lot recently. So the reason for this guy's attempted assassination of DJ Trump is because he was an outcast and he was a loner who was bullied every day at school. Now, occasionally in my school, I would get bullied. It's either a racial slur, which I got used to after a time. I mean, honestly, if you don't get used to it, then it doesn't really condition you as such. I'm not saying it's acceptable, but it's part of growing up. Bullying in its older form, like I'm telling you about now, was either getting physically shaken, being called racist names, or as I call them, slurs, maybe getting your money taken off you. I was obviously a very skinny guy back then, so that may be an automatic easy target. When you think about Lord of the Flies and how that story revolves around a group of boys on an island who have to fight for survival, the alpha bro male of the group, and that's what bullying to me back in my day was. Obviously, since the evolution of the internet, it's become a lot more sinister. It's a lot more evil, vile and disgusting. I like using those words because they are words that YouTube obviously likes, it seems. So, people that say, well, this guy was this and that, and apparently he wasn't allowed to take part in shooting activities at school because he was such a bad shot.
We're like, wow, this is insane.
He kind of stood out as a bit of a loner.
Yeah.
Was that ever anything that might have been worrying to you or might have rang any alarm bells?
I mean, yeah, but that's not something you want to think about. Like that, you don't want to have that first thought in your head, like, he's a little off. Is he going to do something?
Well, that's the point, isn't it? Because anybody could be a little off, to quote this gentleman right here, which is true, because you could be making a wrong assumption at the same time. But when someone's a loner, then they may either choose just to be a loner, but you don't know if they harbor any kind of unwanted, aggressive tendencies. But of course, folks, I had my tabs the wrong way round here. Kotaku senior editor Alysa McAn of the McCunty Scottish tribal clan mocks the attempted assassination of President Trump, and this was on the 13th of July. Now, of course, we've seen this screenshot before where she was on the Summer Games Fest with Jeff Grubb, and this fucking soy boy sat next to her with the Tom Selleck moustache like, oh, Melissa, I really think for you. Like, oh, come on, put me in front of this guy. I would smack him the F out in a few seconds. But yeah, this kind of stuff just makes me sick, and I've seen this picture of her regurgitated so many times on other videos. I think Smash JT, and of course that's who they've used here, he just loves to recycle his image. I mean, dude, if you've got a backyard, maybe have that as your scarecrow to scare away any would-be burglars. Trust me, I think it'll work a treat. But this is the tweet that Grums highlighted. Did you tweet and delete these, Alyssa Merck? And it shows an image of a stormtrooper. You know the running joke already, stormtroopers are such bad shots, what can they possibly hit? And now she says here, well, he didn't use the VATS system. So for the uninitiated out there, and I'm pretty sure if you're a gamer, you know what the VATS system is associated with. It's with the Fallout series. So basically, if you want to line up a target and you want a precise part of that, either a mutant or a person's body, you want to hit, you then get this slow motion scene of the impact of your actions. It's basically that. So what this sick fuck here is saying is, well, the next time use a homing weapon system to kill DJ Trump. She's an awful, disgusting, depraved, amateurish person. I don't know why she exists in the realm of reality. She should be locked up in an insane asylum, very much like what we saw in Bronson with Tom Hardy. I can just see it now, Alyssa McAn sitting there scooping up her own feces and eating them for breakfast, lunch and supper, because really that's the kind of suffering she should be going through right now. But yeah, she can't even spell properly because apparently somebody else retweeted, yeah, Sean Lady, I'm not even going to give him any time of the day, but he retweets this and it's like, oh my God, you just took my joke and you ran with it. I mean, holy shit. I'm actually speechless. I really am speechless because let me tell you something about this whole thing that happened on Saturday, right? So when I watched it unfold, now I have to admit, this actually did cross my mind for literally a few seconds. I'm just going to switch screens here very quickly, folks, because I want to make it a bit more in-depth, a bit more personal. So when the whole shooting started to unfold, for a few seconds, I thought, is this staged? Because the conspiracy theorist in me thought that for a few microseconds, because I knew somebody else out there would think exactly that and run with it. Now, when you think about it in the grand scheme of things, I can't imagine why this would even be staged, why you would even suggest so, because just to picture the scene, just hear me out, folks, because you're going to like this take, right? So just imagine this is a scene from a Hollywood movie where they're reenacting this event. You get the most flamboyant film director to walk on set, and they're directing Alec Baldwin, who's playing Donald J. Trump. Is that right, Alex? You're going to stand, or Alec, I'm so sorry. You need to stand on the platform, and then when you hear the whizzing noise, you need to turn, feign a reaction, and then 2 seconds later, you've got to fall on the ground. Is that clear? So that's what people are inciting, that he staged all of this. And you've seen that now famous shot from the New York Times, where as Donald Trump is about to actually duck, you can see the image of a bullet going past him. And I don't know how they caught that. Obviously, they're using a very high-tech camera to capture that image. It's quite an incredible thing to behold. So first of all, no, he will not instruct members of his special protection squad to actually fake or stage this shooting. I mean, those CIA people are not trained to be in a fake situation. They're there. They take danger money to protect any president who's alive, right? That's their job. I question the female agents in that group as well, because some of them were a bit on the petite side, and Donald Trump's like, what, 6'1"? So I'm not sure how your little mini frame can protect a hulking frame like Mr. Trump's. So I thought that was a bit questionable, because if you're going to pick a detail to protect one of the most divisive men on the planet, you need the best people possible. So no, it's not staged. It's ridiculous and ludicrous that you even think that. I'm a big fan of Donald Trump, actually. I really do. And when Home Alone 2 comes on TV, or my Blu-ray collection, which I have over there, his cameo is absolutely hilarious. So do I believe he's going to be re-elected for 2025? Absolutely. Is it any wonder that they're releasing Captain America: A Brave New World in the same month of February and the same year? Because I think Marvel wants to do some cooking, some turbo thrusting, just to, you know, they want to put some political content into this. You could probably call it the Winter Soldier 2.0, because they even borrow elements from that film and have put it into this the teaser trailer that we saw. So ladies and gentlemen, be warned, this next reaction is going to be absolutely cringe. At 1 minute and 16 seconds, you're about to hear the most ridiculous, insane, disgusting, ignorant reaction to the DJ Trump shooting I have ever heard.
That shit was more staged than a Tyler Perry production of Medea Runs for President. I lived in Harlem long enough to know that gunshots do not sound like making popcorn on the stove.
I'm not being funny, but those gunshots sound extremely loud. I mean, this dumb bitch here obviously can't differentiate what a faraway gunshot sounds like to the shots in Harlem, the streets of Harlem, where I'm pretty sure if you're living in a very violent section of that neighborhood, you're probably going to get very loud gunshots, right? But why you're comparing it to Harlem? And by the way, you dumb cow, if this was Barack Obama, you know what she'd be saying? How could they try to take our president's life? This is awful. This is terrible. But because it's Donald J. Trump, a straight white man, oh no, the narrative is he actually staged the whole thing. So we're equating this to the moon, the fake moon landings.
The stove. Where'd the blood come from?
Your ass.
So in theater, in movies, they have what's called blood pellets.
Oh, I didn't know that. I had no idea.
People use them in Halloween. It's basically a pellet of fake blood that's in your mouth, and when you crush it, the blood comes out.
So that makes no sense, because what is she saying? That he crushed his mouth and it activated a blood pellet on his earlobe? That is such a... Think before you speak, you dumb
Small
bitch.
Hands Trump would not respond by raising his fist in the air triumphantly were an actual attempt made on his life. This was, I believe, done to try to show his strength counter to Biden's fragility.
Oh God, I've had enough. I mean, is this the face that you want to wake up to, gentlemen, in the morning? No, I'd rather throw myself out the fucking window. Why, I just don't rate black chicks at all. Oh my God. But I found out this woman is called, well, she's an actress, and she certainly is acting the part right here. Her name is Amanda Seales. She's an activist, so let's call her the Black Jane Fonda of her time right now. And this is her IMDb profile. Again, if we look at this picture here, she's got a natural cornrows going on, and there, I don't know what the fuck that is. Looks like a wig. But she's a content creator. I do wonder if she's on YouTube. Let's have a look. This would be quite funny, actually. Let's see if Amanda Seales has her own YouTube channel, because It seems that actors, always starving for work, need extra audiences. Oh, no, I don't see anything at all. But, you know, when you kind of see these takes in Hollywood, then they want attention, don't they? They are an actress after all, and they have to get the clicks. They have to get people talking, and they won't apologize. But look, going back to her CV, this is what she's done. I mean, do you recognize anything at all that stands out to you? Blackish, I do remember. Never watched it because I thought it wasn't funny at all. Game of Thrones, okay. That's really funny. Can't wait to watch that. Apparently she's known for a show called Insecure, which despite running for almost 5 seasons, she's only appeared as Tiffany Dubois in only 24 episodes. So you can't be that much of a good actress, could you, Amanda, if you're so prolific? And I guess the work is drying up for her since the last thing she did was Crimson Hearts Collide in 2023. So dumb cows like her who compare the shooting of Donald J. Trump, or the attempted of, to what happened in your ghetto neighborhood of Harlem, which I'm willing to bet she doesn't live in anymore. Actually, I bet she lives in a nice little mansion somewhere, probably rented on the Hollywood Hills. But before I do go, folks, I want to point this out about Thomas Matthew Crooks, because this whole thing that happened on Saturday, it kind of reminded me of JFK for some bizarre reason, because if he was successful and he deleted DJ Trump, then obviously he would have been shot. It would have felt like Lee Harvey Oswald and JFK. It really had those kind of eerie moments. I was thinking, what if it did go according to plan? And thankfully it didn't, but I kind of had shades of that. Now, of course, everybody's questioning why the rooftop area wasn't secured. Why was that overlooked? And you know what? I do smell some fishiness in between the scenario. It doesn't make any sense. Why were eyewitnesses' accounts ignored in real time? You know, they were warning the local cops, like, come on guys, can you not see this person's crawling on the roof, bear crawling with a rifle? It's not an everyday occurrence, is it? It's so bizarre. And let's not forget, folks, we had 1 fatality and 2 people in critical condition at the moment as I speak, still in the hospital. It's going to be a very interesting, wow, we're at the 7th month, right? So we've got 5 more months before 2024 ends. I mean, to say this is going to be an implosion, an explosion of a year is quite incredible. And to my American viewers who I know do watch me, well, I'm certainly in support of making America great again. I've got relations who live out there, and the stuff that I hear from them once a week is pretty damn awful. So I really hope that if a certain 45th president becomes your 47th president again in 2025, then I certainly hope that things will start to turn around. Because good God, folks, just having common sense makes you the most divisive or divisive man in the world. It's pretty insane. And on that one, ladies and gentlemen, if you were me and if I were you, you might want to come back for the next video.
Excuse me, where's the lobby?
Down the hall and to the left.
Thanks.